Good day, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Battleborn and my guide on how to play Thorn. So, I've seen a few videos on Thorn on YouTube, and some of them are like, oh my god, you need this item, you need this item, but I'm actually here to tell you that that is not the case, like, at all. In this particular game I actually use the loadout from my gold, and not any specific loadout for Thorn, but I still wreck, because Thorn is just so powerful. Also, please notice that in this game I'm actually in TeamSpeak with a few of my friends playing Battleborn, and I actually talk to them quite a bit, especially with the Phoebe, because she does not take the skill where she slows enemies, so I help her out quite a bit. But now a little bit about the character Thorn. So, Thorn is an elf, I think, and she uses bow and arrow which deal heavy damage. However, she does not have a shield, and getting your arrows to hit is not that easy, it's actually quite difficult. So she's heavily skill based. However, if you can hit the arrows, they will deal massive damage, especially when you hit a critical hit. You can also charge up your arrows, and when it's fully charged it will curse the enemy, and the cursed enemy will take additional damage. However, charging up your arrow does take quite a bit of time, just as you saw right now, and hitting them then, when your arrow is actually charged up, is not easy at all. But now about her most basic skills, the E and Q skill. So, on your E, you have a Blight Field, and the Blight Field will deal damage over time, and slow enemies if you skill it at the beginning. And on your Q, you shoot out your volley, and the volley will actually shoot out 5 arrows at once, and these will curse enemies if you skill it later in the game, and also deal heavy amounts of damage. So what you will often see is that when an enemy is pretty low health, I will actually charge in, even though Thorn is a ranged character, and just finish him off with my volley. So now let's talk a little bit about the role on Thorn in the game, especially in Meltdown. So with her Blight Field she can actually deal a big amount of damage, and since it's an AoE she has to focus on minions at first. Once the minions are slowed, they are actually pretty easy to kill, and when you focus on the Shepherd with his critical hit spots, you will be able to kill him fairly quickly. So she's able to defend a whole lane with her Blight Field alone. She also has a skill where she actually can penetrate enemies with her arrows, so she can hit multiple enemies at once. So here the enemy Marquis infiltrates our base, and I slow him and tell it in the TeamSpeak, so our Phoebe rushes in and kills him straight away. Oh yeah, just a quick tip. Thorn actually can zoom in with her arrows, with her bow, and a lot of people actually don't know this, but it can help out on getting hits on range. And here I'm just defending my lane against the enemy's minions, and after that focusing on getting the enemies to retreat, especially the enemy Gold, since he is super low health. However, he is able to get away because of his accelerator there, so after that I focus on the accelerator so that won't happen again. So the enemy Montana retreated, and our Phoebe switched lanes, and I'm in TeamSpeak as I told you, and now I slow the enemy Marquis, and Phoebe just rushes in and finishes him off right away. Okay, the right lane is now safe, and all of our minions got through, so we switch lanes, especially now that we can see that the enemy Montana and Gold and Yandy are pushing into our base. And then we use the same tactic again, slowing the Gold, and Phoebe just focuses on him. However, she does not get the kill, but the our ally Cleese does. And after that we are able to push back the Montana again. The Caldarius is getting in pretty aggressively, so I help out my teammates here and dodge the enemy Montana and try to cut off the escape path of the Marquis. However, I don't know why, but he rushes into our base like fairly deep, and our Phoebe just murders him. So, missing my volley here actually was a big hit, because the Caldarius just tried to kill me with his melee attack. However, I use my Blight Field to run away because it will increase my movement speed by 30%. This skill is also really helpful when you play against an Ambra, because Ambra will normally just like run behind you and drain all your life away. However, when you use your Blight Field to run away, she will not be able to keep up. And here again, showing our perfect team play with the Phoebe just makes killing gold super easy and super fast. Okay, for some reason the Dandy came from our base, so I slow her as well. But I missed, but I finish her off with my volley, which is the tactic I told you at the very beginning about. When the enemy is low health, you can rush in a little bit with your volley and get a kill pretty easily. And here you can actually see why I always build a turret to help me out. Even though there are 2 enemies on this lane, and I only killed the Shepherd, we were able to defend this lane against the enemy minions super quickly. However, against 2 and now 3 enemies, I'm not able to defend myself, so I retreat. But I know that the Phoebe will come out and help me, so I'm not running away and teleporting into our base. Okay, on this lane they obviously have the upper hand at the moment, so I'm staying a little bit back, being super low health. And at the second the enemy Gold throws down his Scrap Trap, I focus on getting the Scrap Trap down, since it will be a little bit of a hassle if they would kill me right away when I charge into this lane. So now the enemy Caldarius, even being super low health, just rushes into our base and gets slowed by our turrets, so I'm getting an easy kill on him and reach level 5. Okay, so here I kill the Scrap Trap, and then our Phoebe comes and so we rush in and try to get a little bit more on this lane. We focus on killing the enemy turret first, and after that on the enemy Gold. However, that's exactly why I didn't want to rush in at first, because there might be a Scrap Trap that would be able to stun me and kill me like instantly. However, it turned out well this time and I'm able to retreat, so no problems here. Okay, so now for the skills here. I would usually take the Q skill, where it actually will increase the cursed bonus effect and stuff like that. However, I wanted to try out the other one, so I'm not using that in this game. However, if I had, I would have been able to deal more damage more quickly. Especially now that my volley actually curses enemies on hit. Okay, so after trying to pursue the enemy Diandi, I just get back to my lane and establish a turret and get into PvP. The enemy Caldarius is about half health, so I use my ultimate attack to finish him off. Thorn's ultimate attack is actually super powerful and she will be able to deal massive amounts of damage to multiple enemies in a really short time. So you can use that to help out your enemies or to finish off enemies really easily. And here our Phoebe is attacking the Montana and pushing him into the corner there. So I help her out since she is attacked by Diandi. And again, rushing into one of the enemy gold's scrap traps because I wasn't careful enough. Okay, so now that we are above 250 points, we will have to think about advancing, because we will have to get our minions through further. However, on this lane, it's going to be pretty hard since there are multiple enemies, and our Phoebe will die in a second. And playing Thorn against multiple enemies when they are full health is not a good idea, and I will retreat shortly after. Okay, now in a second the enemies will actually rush into our base, which is a fatal mistake. It's a really big mistake by them because I'm having all my skills ready, including my ultimate attack, and I will be able to defend against them like pretty easily. As you can see here, I first curse the enemy Montana and then put down my ultimate attack. And right after that my Blight Field to just deal damage over time to him. However, I'm low health and the enemy Diandi used her Hollow Twin to deal damage to me. And most of the time the Hollow Twin will actually explode for about 300 damage. And if you are unlucky, you will be damaged by that even before, because the Hollow Twin will also be able to throw down normal attacks at you. However, the Cleese of our team saw the problem there and helped me out by healing me up with his AoE heal around him. And then again, getting on PvP with the gold. He's a really big target and was far too deep in our territory, so I was able to kill him rather quickly. Again, first cursing the enemy Montana and then using my Blight Field to help out our Phoebe. And there you can see you can either increase your jump height or another skill, I just don't know which it was. Oh yeah, it was accuracy. However, when you are against people who have mostly range attacks and only a few enemies will be melee characters, having more accuracy is actually better than increasing the jump of Thorn's jump height. But when you are against a Wrath or a Phoebe, increasing her jump height is actually a really good idea because you will be able to retreat more efficiently and without taking too much damage. Okay, here our Marquis infiltrated the enemy base pretty far, in my opinion actually too far, and there's a gold right behind him and he doesn't notice, so I'll have to help him out massively. So I lay down my volley, my Blight Field and then my ultimate attack to finish the enemy gold off as quickly as possible. And then getting attacked by the enemy Diandi, I retreat because I'm fairly low health. So this time I actually do not use my Blight Field to help out our Phoebe to slow down Calderis, and the reason for that is that Calderis can easily get away with his burst. However, he is the only enemy on this lane, so we are trying to push him back to get our minion through. However, he's super fast, so he'll be able to run away. Okay, now we have to push our minions through, and I'm actually alone on the right lane, which is pretty nice. So I do not escort them back to their altar like completely, because I know there is no turret and there are no enemies. I'd rather help out with killing the enemy Montana here. Or I'm getting super low health and have to run away. But the enemy Caldarius pursues me and finishes me off. Lucky bastard. So now that I'm alive again, I charge in and completely waste my ultimate attack. Caldarius just... yeah, I completely mistimed it. However, he's way too aggressive and should have used his ultimate attack there to escape. However, he didn't, so I'm getting the kill. Okay, so now I'm going to switch lanes and just run past the healing station to get a little bit more health back. And then just do a little bit damage from afar, and after that lay down my blight field and stuff like that. And now I see that the Montana is down there, so I curse him with a critical hit. He tries to run away but gets sucked in by the ultimate of Please, and we finish him off, so yeah. That was nice. The enemy Marquis is trying to defend, however he is not moving, and I'm able to get easy hits on him and actually get the kill. Okay, at this point, taking lifesteal or volley damage is actually not that big of a hard decision. However, I like to get a little bit more health back, because the Cleese is the only character that will be able to heal me up. Again, after that, trying to kill the enemy Caldarius and getting the kill. He was low health, so I rushed in and used my volley to attack. Okay, so now I'm actually alone against the enemy Montana, so I retreat a little bit and just do damage from afar. He actually can do massive damage on close range with his minigun, however on long range it is not that powerful. It's just not. Then just focusing on killing the minions really quickly, and then I see that the Cleese is being attacked by Montana, so I try to help him out, but I'm too late. However, I do get the kill, but have to retreat because the Caldarius is attacking. Okay, so I'm now level 10 and I actually used the wrong skill there. You normally want that your ultimate attack will leave a blight field that will slow enemies. However, I used the wrong one and have now the bouncing ultimate attack that will just not hit anything and will have reduced damage. So that is a shame. Okay, here I'm just killing off the turret, not too worried that the left lane will be overrun since the enemies are pretty low. 3 of them were dead, and I'm switching lanes after that just to be sure how it is looking and if the minions will come through and stuff like that. And here just getting a few more shards to establish turrets and minions and all this good stuff. Only one enemy on this lane and I'm able to kill off the minions really quickly. However, the Caldarius blinded them, and when the minions are blinded they will actually not advance, and that is not good. That is actually pretty bad. And here you see why the skill I took on level 10 is so shitty. You can get like one good hit and after that it just bounces around, and the chance that you will hit other people or minions with that is just super low. So yeah, just don't take it. Okay, I saw that the Phoebe used her ultimate attack and the enemy Montana was just running through it and got a lot of damage, so I finished him off. And actually get the double kill on the enemy Marquis here, because my Cleese was helping me out. He actually blocked his escape path, so he was not able to retreat backwards. And I just killed him before he could use his ultimate attack. So that was nice. Really nice. So now we're just trying to get our minion through, and I see that the enemy Diandi is super low health and is trying to use her ultimate attack, so I finish her off as fast as possible. She was actually not too smart about using her attack there, but whatever. And here I used my ultimate attack to damage the enemy Montana. However, the second he uses his ultimate attack, he gets massive damage reduction. And at this point I'm actually retreating a little bit to not get knocked up in the air and stuff like that. But with the help of Phoebe and her ultimate attack, we are able to kill him really quickly. So that is nice. So here, that, you guys have to tell, that was an awesome move. Jumping over Caldarius' burst, lay down my Blight Field, and then actually attacking with my volley to finish him off. That was awesome. And that was the game. So it was a really great game. I had a lot of fun. With good teammates, we were able to just decimate the enemies. And just to summarize a little bit, Thorn is skill-based. Do not despair. You don't need specific gear to play her to her full power, and you can support your teammates even though you are not a supporter. Focus on the minions at the very beginning so you're able to level fast. Use your Blight Field for that, and you will be able to kill them really quickly. So, thank you very much for watching, guys. I hope you liked it. If you like it, leave a like. If you dislike it, leave a dislike. And if your feelings are a little bit more complicated than that, leave a comment. With that, Melee Peace is out. Cheers and bye bye.